Fallout 3, a game that I played late, like many other games. Now in this review we will be looking at the story and gameplay, with a few nitpicks at the end. For the story aspect, we'll be going over to Dylan.
Thank you, Floppy. Now, before I can explain the story of Fallout 3, I have to explain Fallout's backstory. In an alternate timeline, communism strikes so much fear into America that they split themselves into 13 commonwealths. At this time, Americans are enjoying many new technologies, but in the Fallout world the microchip processor is never invented, so everything is crude. This causes the need for oil and other fossil fuels to skyrocket, until sometime around the 2030s when the resource wars break out. Europe and the Middle East go to war and basically decimate each other. In 2070, China invades Alaska for its oil fields. To combat the Chinese, the US government invents combat robots and power armor. The war ends in an American victory, but it is short-lived. On October 23, 2077, the 2-hour-long Great War breaks out, and China and the US launch nukes at each other, destroying the Earth in the process. In America, people took shelter hiding in vaults issued by the US government. Eventually the vaults opened and people set out into the wastes. Now we can get to the actual story of Fallout 3. In the 2260s, a man and a team of scientists are working on a way to purify the radiated water in Washington, D.C. Soon the man's wife dies in childbirth, and to protect the newborn child he escapes into Vault 101. 19 years later, the man leaves the vault to try to restart the purification project. The child, aka the player character, leaves the vault to find him. The boy tracks down his father and helps him and his team restart the project, but then the team is attacked by a group called the Enclave. The Enclave is hoping to steal the project for themselves. Out of options, the boy and the team survivors enlists the help of another faction, the Brotherhood of Steel. With their help he is able to reclaim the project. And that's all I can give without spoilers.
Thank you, Dylan. Now I will talk about gameplay. Since Fallout 3 is Bethesda's first Fallout, it borrows many aspects from their previous RPG, The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. So much so that some people refer to it as Oblivion with guns. But Flopy, I hear you typing away in the comments. How does this game stand up in 2018? Well, in some areas it does, in some areas it does not. The main flaw is the shooting mechanics. It feels really clunky at times, but it makes up for this in the form of the VATS system. This allows to target specific areas of an enemy's body and make strategic choices. The only downside is that VATS have a recharge bar that determine how many times you can use it with specific guns, and in combat situation you really become reliant on it. In terms of enemies, you'll most likely be facing raiders and super mutants, with some robots mixed in as well. Each individual enemy in a group has their own different weapon, making each encounter different. In turn, you can loot their bodies for weapons and ammo, which you can use to aid in your journey through the wastes. There are many shops and traders in the wastes looking to sell, buy, or trade with you. And a quick tidbit, you will die a lot.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Side quests are everywhere. One of the more remediable ones is one where a man by the name of MRQ asks you to blow up the town of Megaton. Of course I didn't do that, but I bet you did, you evil motherfucker. Although something that killed the mood for me was that the true ending was locked behind the paywall as DLC. Like, what the fuck? Well, I guess that's it. See you all in the next video and have a great day.